Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. A global conference for educators was held here in Cleveland and at the most appropriate location. The Global Education Benchmark Group, or GEBG, held their 2018 annual conference at Cleveland's former school administration building, which is now the Drury Plaza Hotel. The conference was hosted by Hathaway Brown School. Joe Vogel of Hathaway Brown says GEBG started in 2007 as a community of schools that came together to discuss best practices in teaching.
It is indeed, it remains a community of educators and administrators for this work of global education. And this community shares freely with each other. So, we never reinvent the wheel. We're here to help and assist schools across the country and now across the world as well.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson stopped by the conference to welcome the GEBG and its attendees to the city.
We believe in Cleveland that there is no panacea in life. But if you force us to make a choice and prioritize things as to what is important, we'll always put education first. Always. And that is because educating our children, our young people, in a way, not only academically, but in life itself, gives them the kind of knowledge and exposure that allows them to make good and proper decisions, not only in regards to their own life, but their relationships with others.
Vogel says that in this day and age, technology has become a vital piece in the education of our children.
We don't utilize technology for the sake of technology or just to be able to use it, but we utilize it when we feel that it can assist the work that we're doing. It's true that for many of us in our partner schools that we have around the world, their students would not have the financial means to access the same kind of technology that we do. So sort of the combination of still being in an analog world, but finding meaningful ways to use technology so that we become more connected as well.
For more information on the Global Education Benchmark Group, visit their website at gebg.org. Students from Louisa May Alcott Elementary had help from Mayor Frank Jackson, local police, parents, and volunteers on their way to school. This isn't the first time they've strolled along the street with the kids, as we learned from school principal Eileen Stoll.
It is an event for the neighbors to get out and meet each other. It's an event for the children to come to school and get the exercise that they need, to find out safety precautions to take on the way, like crossing the railroad tracks or houses that are not safe to be around, to know where other children live in case they have another emergency on the way home walking.
Once they arrived at the school, the students recited the Pledge of Allegiance and sang their school song for Mayor Jackson and Commander Johnson of the Cleveland Police. Principal Stoll says this event is great for the school.
It builds friendships, it builds community, it builds our school, it builds the morale of the school. Everybody loves this event. So we don't only do it once a year, we do it several times a year.
Arbor Day was founded in 1872 in Nebraska when Julius Sterling Morton led the charge with fellow Nebraskans to plant 1 million trees. On April 27th, students at FDR Pre-K through 8 Academy joined volunteers in their own ambitious goal to plant trees in the community, helping to reclaim our name as the Forest City.
It's really important to grow Cleveland's tree canopy. Our tree canopy is at just 19% right now, citywide, and every little bit helps. So we want to maintain those mature trees and plant new trees like we're doing here today. We are planting 20 robust trees here at FDR Academy today. Our volunteers will learn how to plant trees properly. It's all about right tree, right place, and right method. And then we'll be beautifying the area here around the school.
Mayor Jackson presented a proclamation to school principal Cherie Turner and spoke about the goal to have more trees in Cleveland.
The tree canopy is low in Cleveland. We have a goal, I think, of adding additional 50,000 trees by 2020. It's an ambitious goal, but that's what we are working on doing.
President and CEO of Western Reserve Land Conservancy, Rich Cochran, stressed the importance of having trees in our world.
Trees are essential to human life, and what you're doing with us today is you're making our world a better place. And that's not something that we all get to do every single day. It's a very special time when you can literally make the world a better place.
To learn more about reforesting our community and other upcoming nature-filled events, visit wrlandconservancy.org or call 440-528-4150. Ward 6 Councilman Blaine Griffin held a planning meeting to discuss upgrades within Ward 6, and TV20 cameras were there.
So I'm excited about this project. I'm excited about everything that we have going on in Ward 6 right now. You may not know this from some of our guests, but there's a tremendous amount of investment going into distressed communities in the city of Cleveland. And one of the things that we're doing is really trying to invest in the corridor, which we call the Thrive 105-93 corridor, which is everything from the Garfield Heights border, East 93rd and Wood Hills, down here to Quincy, and then from Quincy to the Bracknell border.
Ward 6 was recently awarded a grant from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. The meeting included representatives from the City of Cleveland, as well as reps from CMHA, each with presentations discussing plans for the use of the grant.
It's not enough to sit around the table and have a conversation or have good meetings. It's a very big difference between collaboration and coordination. And what we're starting to see now is true alignment of public-private resources converging in the same exact geography to make change in neighborhoods. And I think together we can do that. And together we can actually transform this overall neighborhood.
You can watch the planning meeting in its entirety only right here on TV20. The YWCA of Greater Cleveland hosted their annual Women of Achievement Luncheon at the Hilton Hotel in downtown Cleveland. Young professionals between the ages of 25 and 40 were given the Distinguished Young Woman Award, and 4 outstanding women in our community: President and Chairman of KeyCorp, Beth Mooney; former head of the Federal Reserve Bank, Sandy Pianalto; founder and artistic director of Dancing Wheels, Mary Verdi Fletcher; and Congresswoman Marcia Fudge were given the Lifetime Women of Achievement Award. President and CEO of the YWCA of Greater Cleveland, Margaret Mitchell, tells us why these women were chosen.
It's been their work as women, professional women, their work in the community, their ability to trail and pave a new path, and that is the reason they're being honored today. You know, we've been doing this luncheon for 42 years. It's one of the oldest women's luncheons in the United States. And we are so proud that we have the largest and one of the oldest. And we think it's important to elevate the voice of women. It was important 42 years ago when we started the luncheon, and 150 years ago when the YWCA was first founded. And unfortunately, it's still needed and important today to celebrate women, recognize them, honor them, allow everyone in the community to see what is possible.
Congresswoman Marcia Fudge was thrilled to be part of the event.
This is so exciting. I see so many friends, so many leaders. It's just always wonderful to be among people who lead communities and who think that you've done something worth being honored for. So I'm very, very humbled today, but I'm really excited today to just be a part of this group of people who have been honored by the Y and just continue to do great things in this community. So I'm excited.
She tells us what the YWCA means to her.
Empowering women, just making women stronger, to recognize our contributions, to say to the world, we are here, we're not going anyplace, recognize us, respect us, follow us.
You know, we do important work that is not duplicated. We are very much focused on women's leadership and also on racial justice. But our work in homeless prevention is really unduplicated work. We have a preschool for homeless children. We work with young people who have aged out of foster care, who are formerly homeless. And tomorrow we will become the new operator of the Norma Herr Women's Shelter in Cleveland, serving 170 women a night.
For more information on the YWCA of Greater Cleveland, visit ywcaofcleveland.org. Well, as you know, our city has a rich history and we want to test your knowledge. Our trivia question for this week: what year was the historic Playhouse Square established? A, 1918, B, 1921, or C, 1935? We'll have the answer when we return.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Our trivia question for this week: what year was the historic Playhouse Square established? A, 1918, B, 1921, or C, 1935? The answer? B, 1921. Playhouse Square, now in 2018, welcomes more than 1 million guests to over 1,000 performances and events each year, and the KeyBank Broadway series season ticket holder base, which is more than 32,000 members, is the largest in the country. Well, a group of young Clevelanders involved in a special enrichment program recently completed their final session in a ceremony held in Cleveland's Public Utilities building. The program is called Cleveland STEP, or Student Technical Enrichment Program, and it's offered by the Cleveland Water Department and the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District. Now in its 23rd year, Cleveland STEP gives students in grades 6 through 9 the opportunity to hone their interests in science, technology, engineering, and math.
Students had a chance to encounter valuable lessons from our highly trained and professionally skilled Cleveland Water and Northeast Ohio Sewer District employees, and visit local companies around the Cleveland area. Opportunities can lead to stepping stones with new challenges and experience, and at Cleveland Water, we know how important it is to encourage our youth.
Showing off their newfound knowledge, the students put together presentations as a way to convey their experiences to the crowd.
I enjoyed how Sherwin-Williams gave demonstrations and hands-on activities. Based on these different activities, I learned that the 3 main components of paint involve the pigment, binder, and the solvent. When we made different paint designs on special white sheets, it motivated me to be creative with my designs. I loved how you could design anything without restrictions. My mind was able to run freely.
Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District CEO Kyle Dreyfus-Wells told the students that even though the program has ended, there's still more for them to do.
As you all go out, you may be wondering, what do you do next? So I encourage you to continue to study these STEM fields that you're interested in. Look at studying that in college, community college, wherever you go next. And then look, come work at the sewer district. I'm not guaranteeing everybody a job at the moment, but we do have a B-STEM internship program for folks that are interested in STEM careers, and I look forward to seeing you all at the sewer district at one day.
For more information on the Cleveland STEP program, visit Cleveland Water's website at clevelandwater.com. And you can watch Cleveland STEP's final session in its entirety right here on TV20. Well, one of the most prominent events for the African Americans in the city of Cleveland has to be the Who's Who in Black Cleveland networking reception and unveiling ceremony. The reception hour gives professionals and entrepreneurs from all walks of life the chance to rub shoulders with Cleveland's elite in order to expand their network.
We've been in this market for 13 years now. This is the unveiling of our 13th edition. And basically what we do is we document the successes of African Americans within our market. It serves as a networking tool, and we also work to inspire young people because we believe that they will become what they can see. There rarely can you be in the same room with someone like Mayor Frank Jackson, to me, for under $100.
You know, I want to welcome Who's Who back to Cleveland. I try to make it to every event because I believe it is important that this publication is not only here, but is distributed among the people of the city of Cleveland, particularly young people who can see an example of themselves and to know that there are things that they can accomplish.
There's so many people, so many powerful people in Cleveland that are right here in this building right now, and you don't get a chance to meet them. You might not even know who they are. You might not even know what they do. But this book highlights, you know, the people that are doing major things here in Cleveland.
Carol F. Hoover, president and CEO of Hoover Milestein, was presented with the first Lifetime Achievement Award for Who's Who in Black Cleveland. She's an amazing businesswoman and philanthropist who has made a lasting impact on the city for years.
I want to acknowledge Dr. Womack and Mr. Sullivan and Dr. Bill Picard, who are really leaders in the Who's Who in Black Cleveland and all of those other cities, and this is very valuable. I have supported Who's Who since, I think, about 2004, and it's extremely valuable, and I hope that it will continue to grow.
If you would like your very own copy of the 13th edition of Who's Who in Black Cleveland, visit shoprealtimesmedia.com. Clevelanders polkaed their way to Slavic Village for the 100th anniversary of the Polish Constitution Day Parade. Councilman Anthony Brancatelli tells us why it's important to observe this day and how it enhances the city.
It's really fantastic to see this tradition continue on and celebrating all that's great about our cultural heritage in our city. Being able to preserve our culture and our history is very important. It adds to the stability of our neighborhoods, it adds to our city, and it adds to the vibrancy of our communities. And these kind of neighborhoods, when we're reinvesting, when we're starting to attract people to come back to our communities, to see the stability of these kind of cultural institutions is very important for us, and there's a lot to celebrate here today.
The operative word, I think, for this year's parade is the word zimna, which means cold. It was pretty cold out here in the 40s with a little bit of a chill factor, but the sun and the skies are blue. The sun came out, and good crowd of people, and especially a presence of young people of Polish descent dressed in costume performing at the end of the parade here. And just overall a good festive event on this Sunday in April in Cleveland, Ohio.
The parade, which kicked off on Fleet Avenue, ended at the Polish American Cultural Center on Lansing Avenue. Executive Director for the center, Eugene Bach, talks to us about the center and about the population of Polish people here in Cleveland.
In the Cleveland area, not that many people know. There's about 150,000 of people of Polish descent. Now, most of them are the descendants, from Poland that their children and grandchildren were born over here already. And what's interesting is that the children and the grandchildren of the old immigrants, way back that came to the United States, they want to touch back with their roots. So they come over here. They ask us questions about, how do I find out where my ancestors were, and is there? So we try to assist them in any way we can.
For more information on the Polish American Cultural Center, visit polishcenterofcleveland.org or call 216-883-2828. Stanley Gordon and Samuel Long are two local business owners looking to give back to the youth in the community in any way possible. They recently put together a Ties for Tithes event to teach young men the art of tying a perfect tie, as well as how to dress in a professional setting.
We want to help inspire young men to be great, just how to be polished, how to be comfortable, how to be confident in themselves, and knowing how to dress appropriately. So, it's all about the way you present yourself, your image to the world. So, it's like your attitude and the way you dress is going to allow you to open up certain doors in your life. So we just want to keep that going, that confidence, how to be a real man. And it's important for the youth to understand that.
Well, they say you can buy a kid a fish, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll eat forever. So just tying a tie is something so simple, but a lot of kids, they don't get that now. So I want to be one to kind of step up and be a role model to them.
Positive male role models are very important, and events like this will help when a boy is becoming a man.
Today we had a nice event. We was actually showing young men how to tie a tie, a Windsor knot and a bow tie. And we also had our podcast room, and we were interviewing them, just asking them, have they ever tied a tie before? How did it make them feel? How do they like it? What do they want to be when they grow up?
The Tying the Knot event goes much deeper than just ties.
I want to teach them etiquette, how to be a gentleman, how to open a door for a woman, how to shake a man's hand and look him in the eyes. And I want to just carry that on. I'm going to start with my school, my alma mater, JFK, and I want to go teach them how to tie ties. And I also want to do a fashion show there. I want to do plays there because a lot of people, they never really did that when I was in school. I want to be able to have one of them say one day, like, he helped me.
This week is part of our ongoing Possible You series focusing on the various tools and resources available to you. You'll learn how the Newbridge Center for Arts and Technology is opening up new career paths for its students.
Welcome to Newbridge Center for Arts and Technology, located near downtown Cleveland. Their purpose is to educate and support those looking to transform their lives. Kiana Jacobs is a recent graduate.
I did some searching online because I got tired of working at the daycares and doing housekeeping and wanted to start a career.
She filled out an online application and was on her way to becoming a phlebotomist, a stepping stone toward her ultimate goal, forensic science. And she had the full support of staff at Newbridge.
They provided all of the scrubs, books, bus passes, everything that you can possibly need. They made sure you got here on time, and if you weren't here, they were calling you and say, hey, where are you at? So they made sure you finished and was successful in completing the program.
Her training allowed her to land a job at the Red Cross and later the Cleveland Clinic. One of her mentors who helped her along the way is lead instructor Catherine Cherney.
Kiana represents many of our students, but coming into this class every day so that they can make a difference in the medical world.
There are many other students at Newbridge studying phlebotomy and many other professions, supported by grants from Cleveland Clinic, University Hospitals, the Cleveland Foundation, and countless others.
The journey starts from the front door. The journey never ends.
If you want to do phlebotomy, I always recommend Newbridge to everybody that I come across because it's more than just a school, it's a family.
For Kiana, Newbridge was the extra push she needed to reach her goals. In Cleveland, I'm Brandon Simmons, Channel 3 News.
Possible You is brought to you in partnership with Ohio Means Jobs, the Cleveland Foundation, and WKYC Channel 3 News. For more information on the Newbridge Center for Arts and Technology, visit their website at newbridgecleveland.org. That's all for your TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.